The autumn bounce is here, just not as strongly as many had hoped. But here in the northwest, we're holding firmer than much of the country. The Rightmove house price index has just dropped for October, and nationally we've seen average asking prices rise by just 0.3%, now sitting at £371,422. To put that into context, the 10-year October average rise is usually closer to 1.1%, so it's a softer autumn uplift than normal. Here in the northwest, we're seeing a more stable, resilient picture, much like other more affordable regions where values continue to edge ahead year on year. Demand is holding up, buyer confidence is stronger, and realistically priced homes are still moving. Why is our market outperforming the national average? That's mainly because affordability works harder here and buyers get more for their money compared to more stretched southern regions. We'll go inside and I'll tell you some more. Across the UK as a whole, buyer inquiries and new listings in September were both down around 5% year on year. That suggests some hesitancy. But over the course of the year, agreed sales are still up around 5% compared to 2024, showing that committed movers are still transacting. Of course, we're now heading towards the late November UK budget, and this is where things could shift dramatically. If the Chancellor introduces changes to property taxation, it could affect affordability, buyer urgency and sentiment just overnight. Historically, when changes like this are announced, we see a short-term rush from buyers trying to beat any deadlines, followed by a slowdown or reset if costs increase or policy tightens. And if thresholds shift from April rather than overnight, as has happened before, transactions can bottleneck early next year, which means acting before the budget may be a smart move. If you're already thinking of selling, or you're midway through preparing your home for market, now is a window where buyer demand is still steady, at least here in the northwest, and prices are holding better than the national picture. You can enter the market before any policy shock or April-driven scramble takes place. You can avoid getting caught in uncertainty or a buyer standstill if people begin waiting for clarity. So while the national headlines might look cautious, the northwest remains one of the more reliable regions, and right now there is still time to take advantage of potentially more stable conditions before the market could shift post-budget. I'm Mark from Moving Works. If you want some clear guidance on where your home sits in today's market, or if you quite like the look of this house here on Thornby Crescent in Longton, please get in touch. Let's make sure you move on your terms and not the Chancellor's.